Hey, what's up guys, it's Nick and welcome back to Assassin's Creed 2. In the last episode, we left off with Ezio getting some wings and preparing to fall to his death because let's be honest, Vinci is not much of an engineer. We got these wings to save the Doge, who was about to be poisoned by a dude named Carlo who is a Templar. Let's get into it. I began to fly around the city in my new set of pimped out wings and they worked surprisingly well. I mean, considering I had a fire directly under me every 5 seconds. After a while, I made it to the Doge's place where he was about to be killed. He was still wearing that god-awful outfit that deterred me from saving him. Because of this, I had to sit and think for a long time to consider if he was really even worth it. Unfortunately, I waited a little too long and the Doge was poisoned. Carlo notified me that he already took a drink and daringly knocked over a chess piece. I then told the Doge, whoops, my bad bro, and pursued Carlo. After an intense 12-second high-speed chase, I caught up to the guy and killed him. Since I failed to save the Doge but succeeded in killing Carlo, they canceled each other out, so not that bad of a day. After my expedition, I went back to speak with Da Vinci, who told me that everyone's been saying I killed him. I got a little pissed off after hearing that utter bullshit, but Da Vinci told me not to worry because the carnival's coming up, and everyone wears a mask to that thing anyways. And after I gave him another codex page, the dude made a fucking gun. To be fair, it is quite a shitty gun, but still a gun. Leo then gave me a mask for the carnival, and I was on my way. I went to speak with Antonio, who didn't know who I was until I took my mask off, the fucking idiot. Shortly after our conversation began, some guy came in and butchered a woman drive-by style. This, of course, called for Ezio to step in, and when I tried to use a gun on him, I became cross-eyed and couldn't get a good shot. As I chased him, he proceeded to commit more murders on the run before I caught up to him. Once he was dead, I returned to continue my conversation with Antonio. He told me that Marco was the new Doge, so that's fantastic. And since he's antisocial or some shit, he never leaves the safety of his palace. But one of the women there told me that the one night he leaves is tonight by some stroke of luck. Apparently, he's throwing a party on this grand night and I need a golden mask to get in. And this mask can be won at the carnival. So my next big task as an assassin is to engage in the carnival festivities and win it. We traveled to this carnival and saw a man announcing the beginning of the games. I wonder what these games will entail, maybe like a fight to the death, a battle with a dangerous creature maybe? Oh, stealing from women? Alright, not really what I had in mind. I won my first game effortlessly, just running in crowds and pickpocketing half a dozen girls and ran back to the carnival. Immediately after my first game, I started my next, which was Capture the Flag, aka the most infuriating game I've ever fucking played. I beat it on my first try with a 3-2 score, but it was still, without a doubt, the hardest and most annoying mission in gaming history. For starters, it is impossible to obtain the flag before the opponent first unless you fucking leap of faith into the hard concrete and snap your legs. And who thought it was a good idea to make the run button the same as climbing? Who did it? Because I have some choice words for them. After I beat the game and had actual smoke coming out of my ears, I won my second of 4 games and obtained a pleasing amount of money. My next game was a race, and since I'm a seasoned speedrunner, I won the race with time to spare. Unfortunately, I don't think this run can be verified because I accidentally deleted my mods folder. If anyone has suspicion though, I'll just attack them on Twitter. Anyways, my final obstacle to glory was a straight up fight club. I basically had to defeat all the guys thrown at me with my bare fists. And this is just a joke considering my godly strat of attacking and blocking. The usual champions of this contest didn't like that I was destroying their little game, so they sent in one of their cronies to attack me, a guy named Dante. Dante was absolute shit in the battlefield, and because of this, they sent in their soldiers with blades. Hey, it's not my fault your little champion can't hold his own against a toddler. Also, this was kind of an asshole move because I'm not so sure this kind of horseplay is exactly appropriate at a lighthearted carnival. Like, they're not getting back up from this. After my hard work, I was ready to be rewarded when the announcer told everyone that Dante won. That trust fund little shit took my victory from me. What a prick. After my horrible loss, one of the courtesans told me that she saw Dante going to Marco's party while I was speaking with Antonio. Antonio told me that I had to take the mask quietly for some shit. Why, Antonio? Is this like some kind of challenge? I guess I didn't really have to be quiet because as soon as I nabbed the mask, they caught me and I didn't mission fail. After what might have been just the cleanest pickpocketing job of all time, I attended the party. And I guess they don't recognize the clothes I'm wearing even though I haven't changed them in like half a fucking decade. I haven't seen Ezio wear anything other than those robes and I'm starting to worry about his personal hygiene. Soon after I entered the party, Dante entered, shoving a guard with all of his might in the process. Alright, I know you're like a Templar and you're all evil and shit, but that was just rude. That was plain impolite and frankly, I won't accept it. I guess not everyone here is dumb because they were able to see me through my masterful disguise. After outsmarting them and hiding in a wagon of hay, Marco emerged from his gamer chamber to give a speech. Of course, upon seeing that he was out and being a social butterfly, I knew it was my time to strike. So I boarded the ship, and because he and his guards around him have the slowest reaction time in the world, I assassinated him. Now that's 2 Doges dead in the same week. If I were a citizen at this time, this Doge position would seem pretty unflattering right about now. As I was running away from the crime scene, everyone in Venice came to fight me, even Dante. After some time, I murdered every single one of them, saving the Templar for last. I didn't even really kill him, he just doesn't know how to fucking swim. I then went back to base where many women began to harass me. Come on guys, I'm not an object. After that, I spoke with Antonio again and found that he was flirting with a Marco stunt double who would soon be the new Doge. Let's hope he doesn't die within the first few days. days. I did a little exploring due to a new area opening up and found a guy that looked completely fine sitting up against a wall like he was on the verge of death. He said that Silvio's thugs attacked him and took one of our boys north. He then died, still of unknown causes, and I went to the location he was talking about. I found the man in question, and when I freed him, he started talking some shit about kissing me. Alright, I appreciate the gesture, and you know, we're all getting caught up in the moment, but let's just slow down for a second. I then took him to his house where he screamed about this girl named Bianca, maybe his wife or daughter or something. He then pulled a sword out and appreciated the fact that it was alright, even going so far as to call it darling. You know what, man? I actually have plans. I gotta go. Oh, we're introducing ourselves. Yeah, this is awkward. He then sent me off to save more of our guys that were captured during Silvio's attack, and I happily fled the home. I never want to interact with that psycho ever again. Soon after, I freed all of the captured men, all of whom were taller than me. Once I freed them and had my fan club established, I unfortunately had to speak with the crazy man again. He sent me off to assassinate Silvio and gave me a Chinese finger trap. I took the little toy to the top of a tower where I found out that it was actually a firework. Magical. This was actually quite the sinister firework though, because it triggered everyone to start fighting each other. I joined them on the battlefield where I saw the crazy guy fighting Dante. Don't really know how that works since he definitely did not come up after I hit him into the water. Maybe he just faked his death, but I'm not buying that. I bet his bitch ass reloaded his save file before dying or something. This time around, I made sure that he was positively 100% dead by slicing him with my own blade. There's no way he comes back from that. Ah, damn it, saved by the cutscene. You little shit, I'll get you soon. I did in fact keep that promise because I chased them all through town, catching up with Silvio first for, you know, obvious reasons. I then caught up with Dante after he didn't really have anywhere else to go and killed him as well. In our little group void, the pair told Ezio that they didn't want the Doge positioned like we all thought because they were planning to sail away from Venice. All of this shit was just a distraction. Unfortunately, they didn't say why they were leaving before they croaked. Now kids, this is what we like to call a turn of events. I then skipped ahead to my birthday in 1488, aka 10 years after watching my family be hung by Uberto. Ezio was moping around on this grand occasion until Leonardo showed up telling me he wanted to speak. He was mumbling about codex pages and prophecies and the pieces of Eden, just a bunch of random words thrown together. Basically, by the end of their ramblings, they figured out that Rodrigo Borgia's plan was to find this vault that only the Prophet could open. To me, this sounds like some crazy fucking anti-vaxxer chemtrail conspiracy theory. Next, in my goal to kill Rodrigo, I took some armor from a guard so I could intercept him when he arrived. There was also this box that I had to bring to Rodrigo because it had a piece of Eden in it. You would think they would have like 40 guards protecting this shit at all times, but it was just kind of chilling in a corner, lightly protected by one guy. We walked for a while and like halfway through, some asshole guard started assaulting me for no reason. I got away from him, but not before my dignity was hurt in the process. Anyways, I can't think about my feelings now. I finally met up with Rodrigo, assassinated a guard that was talking to him, and placed the box on the ground to fight him. If everything goes to plan, this is it. One final battle before another Templar leader is dead. Before I began fighting him, I asked him about the Prophet that was supposed to show up. There was supposed to be somebody coming so they could open the box for him, I guess, but nobody was here to do so. This is when he let out the big secret that he was the self-proclaimed prophet. That's pretty big talk coming from a man that can't even beat me in a fight with his sword while I use my fists. The fight ended in a cutscene where he started asking me where my people were. This confused Ezio and he bamboozled me by bringing out his guards. This second phase lasted mere seconds before Mario made a celebrity appearance to fight, and this is when I realized literally everybody was here. Mario, Volpe, Antonio, even Crazy Guy. Now this is a battle of the ages right here. The war almost ended when I got Rodrigo to the ground, but Ezio had to make it this big deal and he had to kill him cinematically. But Rodrigo let out a fierce kick at lightning speed and fled. Yeah, you kinda overlooked that one, Ezio. When Rodrigo fled, Ezio finally asked how the hell they were all there. Some random fucking wanderer answered for me, telling Ezio that they came to see the Prophet show up. He also told me that I was the Prophet and that everyone there was an assassin just like me. I guess this entire game, all the years I spent with them, was just some big ass training montage and now I could finally join their ranks. We then teleported to a tower, did some weird ass ritual where Antonio burned me and jumped to our deaths. Well, we would have if a wagon of hay wasn't at the bottom. After being taken out of the Animus for a short time and learning that Rodrigo was elected Pope in 1492, I was put back in to find the Scooby-Doo gang observing the Apple of Eden. They tried to figure out what it was for a bit and then told me to protect it like it was my life. Mario told me to take it to Forlì and off I went. And these next two chapters add basically nothing to the storyline. To prove my point, these were fucking DLC at the beginning, later added to the game permanently. But just to have them in here, I'll summarize them. The first of the two had me going back to Forlì where that woman that got stranded in the middle of a pond needed my help. Basically, her town was being raided by Rodrigo because they were after some maps. So I fended off the Templars and took back the town. In the process, I had to kill these foul twins and save the woman's children. After saving the children, I came back to find that they failed to do the one favor I asked them, which was to protect the apple. The second brother took the apple after an attack and fled. So I chased him down, took the apple, and that was that. I was then stabbed by some guy in robes who took my apple. I woke up in the woman's care and remembered what I knew of the man, the most notable fact being that he had a missing finger. This sparked a goose chase that ended in me talking to a guy that knew where he would go. So that entire chapter was just Ezio getting robbed. Oh, and it lasted until 1497, so that's kind of wild. The next chapter had me going back to my hometown of Firenze to find the man that stole my apple, but this required me to kill 8 different people, all different missions. That was a big, nay huge pain in my fucking ass and was very tedious because for most of them I had to be stealthy about it. When all 8 of the lieutenants were dead, I finally had my opportunity to kill the guy that stole my apple and take it back. In short, these 2 chapters were just one big clusterfuck that shouldn't have happened. Now let's finally get to the good shit, the finale of Assassin's Creed 2. To start the last chapter of Assassin's Creed 2, I headed back to Monteriggioni after obtaining the final few codex pages and assassin seals. I started with putting all the assassin seals in the right spot and finally obtaining Altair's armor. And you know, something seems a little off. I think, you know, the 400 plus years of aging has done quite a number on the outfit because it's black now, and last time I remember this shit was white. Not exactly sure what happened here, maybe it got switched in delivery or it fell in a bucket of paint, not really sure, but what I do know is that it's powerful as hell. I then put all the codex pages in place and lined them up. Upon doing so, we can clearly see a map of the earth with a bunch of assassin symbols throughout. I then talked to Mario, who told me to line up the codex pages on the wall. Damn man, I hate to break it to you, but I kind of already did that, like literally in front of you. I'm not sure what to tell you, man. After that awkward detour, I placed the apple on this altar thing and it started pissing everywhere. Ezio said that it showed the vault Rodrigo was after in Rome. They somehow concluded that Rodrigo was not only after the vault, but the papal staff as well, which is the second piece of Eden. And with that, we set off for Rome. We got there in 1499, so another time jump. To put that into perspective, at the beginning of the game, Ezio was 17 years old and now he's fucking 40. Dude's got like back problems and male pattern baldness and shit. If any middle-aged men are in the chat, I apologize for my slander. Anyways, I began my journey to Rodrigo's location, and upon arriving there, he was giving a speech to the peoples. And since he is a danger to society, we cannot have him talking to the peoples. So I took him out from up above, but sniffed out something strange. Something just seemed a little too easy about all this. This couldn't be where it ended. Unfortunately, I was right. He did the cheap peekaboo strat and completely bamboozled me. He then took the staff and hit me across the room, beginning yet another battle because this guy just fucking refuses to die. With the apple, I was able to engage cell division mode just like Al-Mualim in the first game and fought with 4 extra allies on my side. Sadly, they were more like cheerleaders because they didn't do jack shit. But I won the battle by heroically spamming left click, and again he was able to escape, this time taking my apple. Ezio, you're really pissing me off, man. Can you just kill this guy? Just like one time? Just stick a blade through his neck without giving him a 20-minute monologue and just be done with it. So you can probably imagine what happened next. I chased him down to his precious vault and started another battle. Can you hear the irritation in my voice yet? This special fight was a pure fist fight, a tussle between 2 gentlemen, and cut the shit, you know I won. Luckily, that was the final fight and I could kill him once. Ezio? Please. Please tell me you're not letting him go again. Please tell me you're gonna think logically about this. Holy fucking shit. Alright, I guess Ezio wants to be a bigger man and let the dude go. For like the 12th time. He's just gonna do more bad shit. He's not like cleansed now. I then entered the vault and saw a bunch of random symbols everywhere until an alien/god thing emerged greeting me. I must say, it's nice to be welcomed every once in a while. She thanked me for my deeds and for retrieving the artifacts, told me her name was Minerva, and told me about the other aliens or gods. I'm still not sure about that part. She then claimed that she wasn't a god, so I guess we have our answer. She told me that they came a long time ago while humans didn't really understand what the fuck was up with them. People couldn't comprehend them and might never be able to, but humans can comprehend a warning. And then she told a whole long story about the humans that they made betrayed them, and during the war they got caught up in, I guess the fucking world exploded. When that happened, both the aliens and humans numbers dwindled, but they survived and rebuilt. And over time, the humans strengthened while the aliens weakened. And now they're dying. She then said what's up to Desmond, which was some meta shit, and peaced out. After that whole influx of information, Desmond was taken out of the Animus, where I found out that the Templars found us. And while the credits played, we escaped. During our escape, we were intercepted by the evil Templar scientist from the first game, and we had to battle all of the guards. After defeating his guards, he said, "Oh shit, I better scram," and left. And after that colossal ending, that is the end of Assassin's Creed 2. This game was miles better than the first, and I'm very excited to play Brotherhood, where we will carry on our journey as Ezio and continue our ongoing battle with the Templars. I'm NoScriptNick, and I'll see you in the next video.